The I Am project was ongoing. My personal life was getting darker and darker, like everything was getting darker and darker. Homeopathy, the treatment, as I thought actually it was not doing anything. It was bringing out a lot of deep traumas. 14th of January 2021 at 7 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock in the evening, I was taking part in the I Am project. The story, the contemplation theme for that day was I think it was the universal law. The meditation that Matthias was guiding was taking place in the Akashic library. Every day was the Akashic library, and we were supposed to just pick up the book that we were drawn to, and then go walk with that book or use some other transportation, whatever our imagination was telling us, to get to the first floor. The first floor represented the consciousness, the lightness, the floor, the place where we could understand. So it was like a symbolism, like we were down in the basement, kind of taking the book that was supposed to give us the answer, walking up upstairs towards consciousness to understand why we picked up the book we did. It was beautiful and very symbolic. So at that time I picked a book. In that meditation I was taken upstairs by a little tornado. I was like in the center of that tornado, so it was peaceful and very quiet. It got me upstairs. I opened the book, and it was written from, not like we write from the left to the right, but opposite, from right to the left. The title of that book was Divinity Symbols, and I saw a story, a picture with my inner eyes, but my imagination, not my third eye. It was a woman that was sitting, begging on the street, lonely, alone, begging for food, begging for money, didn't have any family. And I felt every emotion she was feeling, the loneliness. And then I could, the subject of that meditation was to turn the negative into positive. So I asked myself the question, how can I turn that negative vision into something positive? And then it just hit me. When I am alone, I don't have anybody, I truly can experience freedom, emotional, mental, physical freedom. And I felt fantastic. That was the first, maybe the second time I experienced euphoria or ecstasy. I felt amazing. That freedom that I created in my mind was truly giving me connection, or a gate, open a gate to some place. That night I finished my meditation. It was beautiful. I was crying from euphoria, and that night I got extreme vertigo. Vertigo wasn't really new to me at that point. And I noticed that vertigos didn't appear out of blue moon. There was a code why they were actually appearing in my life, which that code I understood like some months later. And the code was, whenever I got so close to ether with my mind, my body created vertigo. It was like a message from my body that I understood later. Don't go there. This is not safe for you. Here you have vertigo. Take care of that issue. Don't go there. Don't look there. Don't think about it. My body did that because, as it turned out some months later, I experienced ether when I was a child, and it wasn't anything pleasant. It created huge traumas for me. So my body was using that language. I know you have experienced that before. Don't do it again, but because it's not gonna be pleasant for you. The next morning I woke up with vertigo, but I knew what I was supposed to do. Just eat like a good breakfast with eggs, some kind of like heavy breakfast, sleep at least for 15 minutes, and then the vertigo was gone. It like I knew it, like it wasn't the first time I experienced, and I knew how to deal with it. As I was resting, I wanted to sleep that 15 minutes or half an hour. I started experiencing something new, something that I have not experienced before. So I thought. I thought actually there was this extreme, my heart was working differently. There was something different with my heart, and I thought there was something wrong with me medically. I called my husband. I was alone at home. He was at work, and I called my husband with panic attack. Please come home. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm dying. And he just asked me to calm down, and I did calm down for a little bit. I was able to write a report to my professor, homeopath. Just some words, and usually professor was replying really fast. That morning he didn't. I sent another report. I was really started being overwhelmed with everything, and the second report and the third report, and I was more and more impatient, and then it hit me. There was like a wave coming from my heart, and I experienced something that at that time I didn't even know what it was. I mean, I thought I was dying. I thought that's how death looks like. And I had panic attack, very heavy. I called my husband again. I begged him actually, please come home. I'm dying. I can't be alone. I'm so scared. Please come home. He did. I experienced something weird. I experienced limitlessness. There was no limit. There was something extremely new, and I was so scared of that new. And I thought that was death. I remember I was like squatting in front of the huge veranda door, and I was like moving my body back and forth, just saying something like, my husband, please come home. My husband, please come home. Please help me. Please help me. And I remember thinking, so that's how death looks like. This is so sad that I'm gonna die, and I won't be able to tell anybody how that moment looks like. And then my husband came home. I saw him actually coming up the hill, and I heard the door opening with the key, and he came home and he hugged me and he said, "This is just a panic attack, you are not dying." I got a remedy, homeopathic remedy. I calmed down. I was staying in his arms, crying profusely. The whole experience just threw me off. Later, I wrote a report to Professor, my homeopath, and I didn't know what it was. I just explained everything as it was, as I felt. I didn't beat around the bush. I didn't try to colorize or put names. Like, I just didn't know what it was, and I described that I felt this limitlessness, and it was the heart and everything. And the reply from Professor was telling. He said, he used the word externalization of etherical body. And I was thinking, what is that? But when I read the word etherical body, I was like, okay, so we talking consciousness, we talking that direction. That's what happened to me. What happened to me is connected to. I didn't search the term externalization of etherical body. I just left it there because it was so scary. I didn't almost want to touch it.